If you want some FIFA 23 coins, please check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use code REMA you can get yourself a 5% discount. What's up guys, my name's Ash, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you'll know I have a thing against the 4-2-2 because I think it is the most overpowered formation in the game. I feel disgusting when I use it, and it's the formation that people in the higher divisions use the most, and for good reason. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you the custom tactics that you can use for the 4-2-2, and then we'll show some gameplay showing how this formation functions in game. So let's get right into it. So for defensive style, I like to have this on balance. Now a lot of people still like to use press after possession loss and things like that, but I feel like the stamina drain's still a little bit too much in my opinion, so I prefer to just have it unbalanced. And you know, if it gets to that point where you really need a goal, you can just turn on the pressure tactics, you know. So I just leave it on balance because I think you get the best balance in your defense. So you know, moving on to width, I like to have this on 40 because the 4-2-2 is still quite a narrow formation, so having this width on 40 means your defense is nice and compact, so people can't just play right through the middle. It's also got that nice width, so when they do try and go down the wing, they can't just do that. Now for depth, this one's down to a bit of personal preference. I like to have this on 65 because when you have higher depth, your team starts to do like this automatic offside trap, and it's very difficult for somebody to play through you. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I've just noticed it. And also by having your depth quite high, you can put a lot of pressure on your opponents manually and create a lot of easy chances from your opponents panicking in their own half. But again, sorry, if you are struggling or you find it too high, you can obviously just lower this to your liking. For offensive, I have this on, this should be balanced actually. I was trying it out with fast build-up, but I didn't really like it because I don't think it's that kind of formation. So I like to have this on balance because when you get the ball, you don't just want to throw it back at your opponent. You still want to, you know, pick your pass wisely. And if you have it on fast build-up, it can cause you to, you know, play too quickly and keep giving the ball away. So I think having it on balanced is a little bit better. But obviously, if you do need a goal, I suppose you could go on fast build-up. But I think balance is better. Now for chance creation, as always, guys, direct passing is the way to go because it's the only one that makes your players move in the correct way. If you look at the diagram in the bottom right, you can see all of the white dots moving around dynamically. They don't do this with things like balance. You see they just move around, but they don't really do anything. Possession, they move around, just not in the right areas. Forward runs, they do move, but you know, it forces your opponent into a drop back state, and it's not too great to play with. Now moving on to width, I like to have this on 35 because again, it's a narrow formation, so you don't want to be playing too wide with it. And by having your width on 35, I've noticed it's a lot more consistent with your passing because your players are a bit closer together, so it's easier to link up play a little bit, because I've noticed sometimes passes over a long distance, especially ground passes, aren't too good. So I like to have this on 35. Again, if you want to up it, you can, but I suggest 35 for now. Players in box, this one's down to preference. I always have this on 7 just because I like to get a lot of players in the box when I am attacking. Again, some people like lowering this down to like 6 or 5, but I prefer 7. You know, I'm not too bothered about being counter-attacked a lot of the time because I can defend. But yeah, corners and free kicks is down to personal preference completely. I just leave this on 2 because it gives you some players in the box, but it doesn't commit too many men forward in that instance. Now, for the players you want to use in this formation, it's very important that you have 2 CDMs in these specific criteria. So for example, your more attacking CDM needs to be a high player. So I have Renato Sanchez as the right CDM. This is important because this is the player which will transition you from defense to attack. It's very important that you have that. If you don't, you can find yourself in a little bit of trouble. Now, your other CDM, in my case, it's Vieira, who I got untradeable. You want these to be more of like a defensive CDM, one that's happy to sit back. And the best work rates you can have in this position are a medium-high work rate. Vieira is a medium, but he has the stats to make up for it. He has very good defensive stats, and it's important you consider that when you are picking the team. So you want one very good box-to-box centre CDM with high work rates, and the other one to be like a medium-high or a very good defensive midfielder, because that's what makes the team function correctly. Now for your 2 cams, I highly suggest having cams that actually have good work rates in defense. Now this will make sense when I show instructions, but for example, Jota is a high, so he has a very good defensive work rate. Chiesa is a high medium, medium, which means he still has okay defensive work rates. I think that is very important, but I'll get onto that when I show my instructions. Now, for your two strikers, I suggest having like one lengthy striker, someone that can make those runs in behind, like Ronaldo, and a more explosive player. So you've got that balance in attack. You know, you can switch it up. You don't just want two lengthy players all the time, because I've noticed it's very difficult to dribble in that case. So I like to have more of a creative striker and more of a lengthy bullish striker. Do you get what I mean? Fullbacks are down to preference, but I have Hernandez and Hakimi, who are both high medium. I like having fullbacks that can contribute in the attack when I need them to, and it's important that I like using these players because they have decent dribbling and things like that, which I find important, because dribbling's not too good in FIFA 23. Now, for player instructions on your two strikers, I just suggest having them on stay central and get in behind. This is because you don't want them drifting off into the wings, because you've got your two cams for that. You know, mine being Chiesa and Jota, so you want them to stay nice and central. And I put them on getting behind because even if they're not that kind of player, it triggers the best runs in the player. So, you know, you'll notice when you have them on getting behind that they make those runs in behind the defense and they move around a lot more. They don't always do that on balance, so I suggest having them on getting behind. I don't change their defensive support because I like them having that natural position when you are defending. That's just down to preference though. For your wide cams, I just have them on get into the box for cross, and this isn't because I like to cross the ball as such. It just improves their attacking AI when you are, you know, attacking your opponent. So what will happen is when you are going to your opponent's box, you'll notice these wide cams will get into the box, but obviously you don't just have to cross it. It just gives them more movement and it gives you more passing options. So for both your cams, get into the box for cross. Now, for your more defensive CDM, mine being Vieira, I just have stay back while attacking and cover center. I don't have it on cut passing lanes because I don't just want to cut passing lanes. Sometimes I want to apply pressure, sometimes I'll want them to mark someone, so I like having that balance. You know, it's a very rare thing to see in FIFA 23 of people doing this, but I like to have it on balance because I feel like you limit your defensive players if you do put them on more specific instructions like that. Obviously you want them on cover center though, because you don't want them drifting off to the wing, because a lot of people play through the middle, so you do need them to cover that space. And obviously you've got your cams to come back on the wings as well. Now, for your more attacking CDM, I just have it on cover center. This is because you don't want them to stay back, because you want them to actually contribute to your attack. You want them to be the one that can carry the ball from your defense to your attack. In my case, Renato Sanchez. And lastly, guys, for your fullbacks, just have them on stay back while attacking. This is the best option to have, because even if you do want them to attack, you can just use the D-pad settings to do that. So yeah, just have them on stay back while attacking, and if you want to attack with them, just do it manually with the D-pad tactics or trigger a run. Now yeah, that is everything for the custom tactics, guys. Let's get into some gameplay to see how this formation works in game. Good, very good. So you can see we have that nice transition. There we go, good ball. We're in here, come on. I see Leao. Can you get that? Why is the trainer on? Ronaldo, there we go, 1-0. So you can see your players make really good attacking movements, but when you are defending, they transition into like a 4-4-2, which is very effective, you know. Ah, couldn't quite get through there. I don't know why the time finishing thing's on. That's really annoying. I turn that off. Good tracking, Varane. You can see the way my defense, you know, organizes itself when we do lose the ball. So you can see Chiesa and Jota drop right back. So, you know, you are quite solid when you are defending. And when you are going forward, they do transition up. That's why I suggest having like a high work rate for that reason. Like again, you can see here, Jota comes right back, and then we can move the play up quite slowly and controlled, and then we're on. Like, that's it. Good tackle. And again, look, they're always here for that short option, which is important, which allows you to actually come out of your defensive line and then push up the pitch. I find that very important, and I like that natural build-up play. Ronaldo, 2-0. You can see how effective this formation is at controlling the game and switching up to a fast attack when you need it to. It's very good for that. A lot of people use stay forward on their players, but you don't actually need to. If you leave them on more of like a balanced instruction, they transition a lot better, which gives you more control in the game. So yeah, that's everything for the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, I'd very much appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you are notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.